Hello and welcome. My name is Vikki, and if you're new here, then I'm very happy to meet you. And if you're coming back, you've been before, welcome back. It's Sunday, and today we've actually had some sun in the sky. Normally I give you a little Yorkshire weather report, and this morning I woke up and the sun was trying to poke through, almost flirting with us, just letting us remember that the sun is there somewhere. It's been a bit gloomy and grotty here, but we're into February now. So it's going to be getting warmer and brighter. The days are getting longer. So welcome to February. Spring's on the horizon. So my name's Vikki. I'm an RTT practitioner. I offer counselling, therapy, NLP, hypnotherapy. And I work with women who are in their 50s, navigating a new lease, a new time of life, and everything that comes with that. I work predominantly with women who feel trapped, feel disconnected, and I help them to reconnect with themselves and reclaim a sense of inner freedom. And we do that gently, and we do that safely. And I do that working one-to-one with women, and I do that hopefully through here, reaching out and finding a new few faces. And I work in person and I work online. So if you want any more information, just please get in touch, drop me an email. So if you've been here before, welcome back. This is what we do on a Sunday. I create a safe space for you to slow down. There are lots of people on YouTube, and I watch a lot of people on YouTube, and everything is, fast paced, and we edit to get rid of the gaps, and everything's absolutely perfect all of the time. And that's not what this is. This is a safe green space today. I've brought in my plant Lola, Lilybet here, just to have a little bit of greenery around me. I feel like I want to be as close to nature as possible today. And I've got some candles. I've got a nice drink. I'm wanting Sundays to be our wind down time where we can sneak off from all the noise and the demands and just create a little bit of time and space for ourselves. I'm going to try and make sense of what's happening beneath the surface. Today I'm talking about mindset work. I teach counselling to adults in a college, and this week we've been looking at person-centred counselling, which is kind of what my practice is based around. And Carl Rogers, who talks about our conditions of worth. So a lot of us have tried mindset work, positive thinking, affirmations, and sometimes we can still feel stuck, and there's a reason. And this is completely without blame or completely without shame. Many women, like myself, reach midlife having done everything that you were told would help. We've reframed, we've done the work, we've stayed positive, we've pushed through, and still something authentically underneath doesn't quite sit right. We talk about our congruence, and congruence is your outside world representing how we show ourselves to others, being a complete mirror reflection of our inside world. And sometimes those two are quite different, and I spent many years living incongruently. The face and my outside world that I put on and that I showed people was very different to my inside world. So when I'm working with women, I'm working from a place of authenticity, from lived experience, and with utter support. And I think I try and create a space that I would have appreciated myself. And I think that we have sometimes done the work, but we're still incongruent, we're still separate, because the mindset works at a conscious level, and what's holding us back and what keeps us stuck is beneath that awareness. In hypnotherapy, I work a lot on the unconscious or the subconscious level, the things that keep us from our awareness in our body, in our emotional memory, and in the learned patterns of safety and responsibility. And willpower sometimes just isn't enough, and then that brings another layer of guilt or self-correction, self-doubt. You can understand something intellectually and still not be able to change it. We learn that being needed keeps us in a safe place, whether that be your partner, your husband, wife, family, children, parents, work, obligations, business obligations. Being needed keeps us safe. Being calm avoids conflict. Being strong means being valued, and these patterns don't just disappear because we decide to think differently. We can't always think our way out of everything. These patterns live in our nervous system. And the nervous system doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to safety. And one of the things I was thinking about this week about making this video was our conditions of worth, and where we find safety and where we find our own security. And one of the reasons I was hesitant this morning about doing the video is I've got something wrong with my eye. I think I've just scratched it, rubbing it or something. And so the skin's sore and it's a bit itchy, and I can't put any eye makeup on. And for a very, very long time, I could barely look at myself in the mirror without eye makeup on. Never mind be seen in public. Never mind be putting myself on camera for people to see. And I have done a lot of inner work on my conditions of worth and where they came from. And our conditions of worth are the conditions that we believe make us lovable, accepted, popular, the things that we think we have to be to other people. And that could be the way you look. Will we only be loved if we're beautiful enough, thin enough, if our hair is thick and glossy enough, if our contouring makeup is contoured enough, if our teeth are white and straight enough? It could be our conditions of worth are based on our intelligence, if we get the right grades at college or university, or our conditions of worth can be based on our success as a parent. Are your children living up to what they should be with you as a parent? And if your child doesn't do well, does that reflect badly on you? We've got all these conditions of worth, and they've come at some point in our life. We weren't born with them. Babies are born to expect unconditional love and attention. A baby cries just when it's hungry. It doesn't worry about whether it's good enough or whether it deserves it. And so these things are layered upon us through our life, through our peers, through our teachers, through our parents, very significantly, that we have to live up to a certain standard in order to be worthy of love. And sometimes by the time you get to your 50s, it can be quite difficult to break those chains of belief, no matter how hard you try. And healing at midlife isn't about trying harder. It's about working at the right level. Things have changed. Our metabolism has changed. Our bodies have changed. And it's not because you're not working harder. It's just finding the right level, the emotional level, working at the subconscious, the unconscious level, the level where your body learned how to survive. When safety is created first, change happens naturally. It's not forced, it's not rushed, and it's not exhausting. And you've spent your life creating safe spaces for other people. And now it's time that we're creating that safe space for ourselves. And if it's me that helps you create that safe space, then fantastic. I help to guide women. I don't teach, I don't give homework. I can help you gently and guide you. Because if mindset hasn't worked for you, it doesn't mean it's failed. It means it's been incomplete. It's not a flaw, it's just information. You're gathering some information. You're not broken. And you're going to learn how to listen more deeply. And the first place that you're going to listen to is inside you. My words, not me. But if I can gently guide you, if I can hold you by the hand and gently guide you, then that's what I shall do. And one of the things I often ask my clients to do is, on this journey of reconnection, is to look yourself deeply in the eyes. And I realised this week when I've been flushing my eye out with eye wash solution, and it's all red and bloodshot under here. I think maybe I've scratched the surface or something. And I thought, how often do we actually look deeply into our own eyes? We look into the eyes of the people we love, or our parents, perhaps, our children. We look into the eyes of people at work. But how often do we look into our own eyes and ask the question, what do I need? What do I want? And what do I need? Because we spend forever running our houses, running our lives, running our work, and making sure everybody else has everything they need. But how often do we look at ourselves and ask what I need? And that's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start reconnecting with ourselves on a deep level. I've got some recordings, some hypnosis recordings. If you're struggling to sleep, we're going to look at sleep patterns. But first of all, we're going to start reconnecting with ourselves and finding a space to do that. And does that need to be in bed at night with some headphones on? Does it need to be in the bath? Does it need to be in your car? Does it need to be out on a gorgeous walk? I love going out on the hills around here when it's windy and you're all wrapped up and warm and just escaping. And I love being in my house, but I also like getting out on my own and having some space. So if this is resonating, if you feel disconnected and you feel that a lot of your worth has come from other people's visions and other people's words, if you believe that you're only good enough for the world because of the things that you do or the way that you look, whose voice is that? Because it's not yours. Has it come from social media? Are you watching somebody on Instagram? Are you scrolling through TikTok and watching younger, slimmer, more successful women and comparing yourself for them? Because what we're going to do is we're slowly going to stop that. We're not comparing ourselves with anybody else. If we're doing any comparisons, it's with ourselves. Because whilst we might look back at 10, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, look at pictures and think, oh my gosh, I had firmer skin back then, or I had, slimmer, flatter stomach, thicker hair, whatever it was. There's a future version of you looking back at this version and thinking, oh, wasn't I fabulous at 50? Why didn't I make the most of it? Why didn't I do some work? Why didn't I enjoy myself? Why wasn't I happy with myself? And this is where we're going. We're going to reconnect and we're going to find that happiness, that joy within ourselves. So if this is resonating in any way, then you're welcome here. These conversations that we're having are here to help you understand yourself with a bit more compassion, because that's what this is about. It's compassion. You probably have compassion for everybody else. Maybe your friends tell you, oh, you're so good, you help us out, you're the one we come to. You probably show a lot of compassion to others, and I wonder how much compassion you need to be showing yourself and taking some of that pressure off. This is a gentle place for you to start. I've got a free guide if you want to download it. It's only a few pages long. There's not loads of exercises. It's not something that you start and won't be able to finish. It's just a gentle walk through, a gentle guide. You're not lost. It's a gentle midlife reconnection guide. You can work through at your own pace. There's no pressure. It doesn't get marked. You don't have to submit it. Nobody else is going to look at it. It's simply there, and if it feels supportive, please use it. I'll put a link at the bottom of the video. And if you are here, I hope that you come back. And I drop these videos every Sunday. I create a little Sunday sanctuary. So feel free to join me with a glass of wine or a cocktail or a hot drink. Every week will talk you through my brooch addiction, because I do have a bit of a brooch addiction going on at the moment. This one, it's nice and subtle. It's just got some sort of turquoisey bits in, and a turquoisey bit on here as well. I'm really into my aquas and turquoises at the moment. And as well as being a therapist working with women, I also teach. So I'm going to talk about some counselling. If it's ever something that you think might help you, then I'm here to guide and just to maybe encourage you to reach out, not necessarily to me, but to somebody if talking would help. Maybe group work would help. We can feel so very isolated at this stage in life, and yet we're not. There are so many of us waiting to reach out. My Sundays are about finding little things that make you happy, like bring back brooches, hashtag bring back brooches. Maybe sharing little things from the week, little things that have made us happy. I'm all about just finding the whimsy in everything. What are the little things that make you happy? What are the little things that just light your day up? Just finding something that looks that little bit fancy or smells nice, or finding an amazing hand cream that feels really luxurious, or just something that is just for you, just makes you feel good. So please share along with me if you get anything, and join me next week. I'm taking a trip down to London, so I will probably be recording whilst I'm away, which will be exciting. And I'm hoping the weather stays with us. And I hope whatever you do this week, you're going to have a really lovely week. Make the very best of what you can. And keep in touch. If you want to like the video, fantastic. If you want to subscribe, that's even better. And it's been lovely. I shall see you again next week. Take care.